This is obviously a very powerful solution. One of the things I really like about it is the doctor's probably already paying for this but not getting the service. If you would, explain how in an a la carte fashion the doctor may already be spending what he could be investing into Empower HR.
Sure. Our program is all-inclusive, so it includes payroll. It includes all payroll solutions of everything from the paychecks, direct deposit, tax filings, any kind of payroll reports, even a downloadable form that we can use that you're able to turn over to your CPA. So it makes it very easy from a planning standpoint going forward. And it's all included, including W-2s in the program. Our program also includes workers' comp insurance. It's in there. Everybody has to have it. They're already paying for it. And how that works is today they have to make a file, get it put into place, pay a deposit. At the end of the year, when they're done, the company who has their workers' comp does an audit of their payroll to make sure they've received all they're supposed to get. Then you have to make another payment. With us, it's pay as you go. It's already built into our program, so therefore there is no deposit, there's no audit at the end of the year. It's continuous, it's seamless. And right now, dental practices are paying for both these things today. So it's really just a movement from what they're doing to us. And because we've got 12,000 employees that we're doing this for, we're able to do these things significantly cheaper and more cost-effective than get on their own. Additional is, as I mentioned from the HR perspective, is all the HR is included. So it includes employee handbooks and compliant job descriptions. So that anytime there's a change to the rules or regs, we let our clients know. We let them know how it impacts our employee handbook. We then make the change to those employee handbooks and get those back out to everybody. The other part that makes it very nice is our program includes an actual portal for us. So we're able to lay that onto their current systems so employees have access to their own data 24/7. They're able to go in and pull out their past paychecks or the W-2 statements. If they lose a W-2, they can reprint it. They also have their pay stubs. Everything is all right there for them.
Nice.
Then the last component that really fits into this is, in addition to all of the HR, the payroll, and the workers' comp insurance, is the fact that because we do have large numbers, is the ability to put in a benefits plan that's that of any type of Fortune 50 kind of company. Significantly cheaper than association plans.
I was going to mention that. In an effort to help their members, I hear a lot of my customers talk about how they're getting those things through the association, be it on a state or a national level. Can you differentiate those two?
Very much so. It's almost night and day. How associations work is an association says to an insurer, we've got 10,000 people that we want to be able to offer insurance to. The problem with from an insurance company perspective is they're not able to look at each individual person. So they're not allowed to what's called underwrite those employees. So what they look at is they look actuarially and say, all right, I know that a male who's 40, the worst case scenario is he's going to cost me X, or she's going to cost me X. And then on top of that, the association says, well, what about us? We want to make some money. So they layer another type of profit onto that. So you've got the disaster scenario rate with a profit for the ADA or whatever state they're currently in tacked on top. So typically these plans become very, very expensive, but most dentists use them because it's convenient. With us, we don't make profit off of health insurance. And what we are able to do is we're able to look at the group and say, this group is an average age of X. They have male and female employees, and therefore we're able to give rates that's sometimes up to 50% cheaper than what they're currently getting today. Now that's not always the case, but the vast majority of the time we're able to save significant amounts of money just on the health insurance component because, if nothing else, we're not trying to make a profit off of it. So the other nice thing to our plan is if somebody comes to us and says, you know, I love everything you do, and this HR stuff is fantastic, and I'd like to be able to do it all under one umbrella, but I really like my Blue Cross plan. Well, the nice thing we're able to do is because we also have an insurance agency as one of our companies underneath our umbrella, is we're able to become the broker of record on that plan. So we become the administrator for them as well. So now if an employee's having problems of getting a health claim paid, we're able to step in and fight that claim, get it paid, and it takes the time that the employee's having to spend off of the employee and let them become more productive again, and allows us to handle that because we're experts in those areas as well.
Nice.
So we become that seamless shop of one phone call, one company handling all these areas, and you don't have to try to figure out who's doing what, what's costing me. We're able to give you one very concise statement. We handle all the tax filings, we do all the payroll, we do the workers' comp, we do all the HR, we put reward and recognition programs in. We're able to do so many things that quite frankly, if we sit right now and talk, your eyes would become glassy and we'd lose our audience very quickly.
But for potentially at a savings, what it sounds like.
Typically significant savings.
Okay.
If a company has a 401k in place, currently,
That brings up a great question, because many of the practices I call on either are offering a 401k or would like to as an option. Can you talk about how you impact a 401k and kind of the economics of a 401k plan?
Sure. With our plan, a 401k is included. So everything we do includes that 401k. So right now, the companies that do have a 401k place today, they're required to do what's called 5,500 testing each year. It's discrimination testing.
Okay.
And what that does is it looks at all the employees, whether they're participating or not, of the lowest employee pay-wise to the highest employee pay-wise. And then what that test does is determines what the maximum amount you can put in. So what happens, though, typically is in the case of a dental practice, they're a smaller group, so they have less of a group to look across. And what it does is it precludes the dentist from being able to put in as much as he could possibly put in. Not only that, but the testing is very expensive. The testing runs anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a year, every year, and that's just the testing. Doesn't
And each
include anything
practice
else.
has to do that offers 401k?
Any 401k has to do that each year.
Okay.
So what we're able to do is we're able to offer our 401k in. There's no cost as part of our program. It includes the testing each year, so the dental practice doesn't have to do that. Also, because of our large group, we have a much higher average payroll than a typical dental practice would. So that allows the dentist to bring even more money in than he'd otherwise be able to. And last but not least item is that it not only saves them, but for that practice that doesn't today have one in place. Many times you and I've walked in practices where they say, would like to have one, but it's just expensive.
Right.
They're looking at that testing. They're looking at putting everything into place, and it costs many thousands of dollars, not only initially, but annually. With us, it's in there. So they don't have those initial costs from a setup. They don't have the cost from a testing standpoint, and they don't have the ongoing headaches of having to become not only all this, but they become the administrator of the plan, and now there's liabilities. So we basically wash all those things off of their plate, roll them onto ours, and because we're doing it for so many people, the cost-effective nature takes over big time, and they're able to do stuff that they're not able to do on their own. And not only that, but when they do this, it shows the employees, if they don't have one in place, that we truly value. We look at your long-term future. We look at the fact that we want you to stay with us for a long time, and we're going to help you meet your goals for yourself as well as your family.
Right.
And sometimes it's not the cost that can be measured. It's how much longer employees will stay with you. Maybe they think, well, I can make more money across the street, but they're not going to have these things in place that are currently in place with my current employer.
Right, and the cost to replace an employee in dentistry is higher than any other industry. So once you've taken the time and the effort as the CEO of a practice to train an employee to be an extension of your vision, now we have these things in place to keep them there long term.
Exactly.